Hey beautiful ladies, welcome back to my channel and thank you for stopping by to have some time with your girl. Just kidding. No, but for real, thank you. So on today's look, I created this soft, beautiful look you see here using the ColourPop palette, Truly Madly Deeply. And ColourPop is some of my favorite palettes that I use, ColourPop and Morphe. I don't know, I just love how the shadows apply. They always have great colors. Their glitters, their pressed glitters are the best. Like, they literally stick. They don't go all over the place. You don't walk around looking like a disco ball all day. You know, they stay where you put them for the most part. So yeah, today's look is gonna be a natural look. To me, this is natural. To you, it might be too much, but I mean, maybe you can add a little bit less than I added. This is natural for me, you know, because if y'all see the dramatic looks I create, y'all know that this is natural for me. But before we get started, ladies, I just wanted to share something with you really quickly. So if you just give me 1 minute of your time, I'd like to share the scripture with you. James 1:12 says this. It says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." This means that God sees you blessed. You're blessed. He considers you blessed when you go through these trials and tribulations and you still choose him. You know, a lot of people, little tests come their way, like, you know, oh, they go into a small debt, or, you know, maybe something didn't go their way, and guess what? They give up on God. But it doesn't work like that. You know, the Bible calls you blessed if you're that person that takes in all that stuff. You're persevering, you're pushing forward, and you still choose every day. You still make a conscious decision every day to follow the Lord and obey the Lord. That is pleasing to the Lord. So whatever's keeping you from the Lord, whatever is causing you, you know, to not come close to him or draw near him, get rid of it. Whatever it is, you know what it is. God is showing you right now what it is. Get rid of it. Get close to the Lord. When those trials come, remember, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The Lord always has a blessing for you right after those trials and tribulations. He always comes to you with a beautiful blessing. So right now, if you're going through something, expect a blessing right after. I hope that encouraged you, ladies. But without further ado, let's get started. So I just wanted to be completely transparent with y'all. I just came on here this morning. I have nothing, absolutely nothing covering my breakouts, my dark circles, anything. So this is me without absolutely nothing on my face, just moisturizer and SPF and vitamin C serum. That's it. So yeah, we all break out. We have breakouts. It's normal, right? I mean, it shouldn't make you feel any less, you know what I mean? Even though I personally struggled with that for a little while. You know, I started to break out randomly, and then I was like, what's going on? I finally went to a dermatologist and I found out that I have rosacea. I had no idea what that is, but apparently it's not curable. You can treat it and you can minimize it and it will go away, but it will continue to come back. So whatever, I learned to just, hey, this is me. And I do believe by faith that my face will be 100% clear. It will. I believe that by faith. Before I put anything on my face, I like to go in with concealer. And this is the shade Light Beige. And I like to just kind of go over the little red spots that you see, you know, just put a little bit just to kind of, when you put your foundation on, it's not gonna, they're not gonna show so much. And also I do that for my under eye circles, because some days my circles are horrible and some days they're good, you know. So I just go in with concealer first. I make sure that I kind of let it dry for a few seconds, and then I go in and I start blending it. I'm just gonna blend it all together lightly. You don't want to like erase it. You just kind of, because remember, you're gonna go over it with your foundation. You just want to kind of dab it, you know, just set it in. And if I didn't say it already, good morning. I'm having my coffee, by the way. Coffee gets me going. Literally, like worship and coffee, that does it for me. But first, the Lord and then coffee. But you know what I mean. When you're a mom and you got a lot going on, coffee's your best friend. I personally love home brewed coffee, but of course I love Starbucks too. but home brewed coffee to me is the best. It's just delicious, you know, so yeah. All right, so before I get started, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna slick my brows down, get them nice and stuck. That way they won't be all over the place, and I find that it gives my brows like a fuller look. So I am using soap. That's what I use. I just take my setting spray. I take a little spoolie, you know, like this. You want to wet it a little bit. Pick up some of that soap and begin slicking it down. So that gets them nice and stuck. It's kind of like the, what is it called? The laminating effect, which is what I want to do in the future. I would love to laminate my brows. I know it's not like lifetime permanent, but it is permanent for a little while, and I would love to try it out and see how it works, you know. But this is an at-home laminating brows, and it works just fine. And it only costs you about $1 or $2. So okay, so afterwards take a wet wipe and just kind of clean around it. Make sure not to rub the brow, because then you will move it out of place. You just want to clean up the soap around it, because then when you put your concealer on, it's going to look weird and it's going to look clumpy, and you just kind of want a smooth, clean surface around. So alright, so now take your concealer, get you a concealer brush, a flat concealer brush. Make sure it's flat, nice and flat. And you're gonna outline, you're gonna clean up your brows. So I don't like to fill in my brows until the end. And me doing this with the soap, it allows me to have fuller brows, so I don't have to put so much pomade on my brows. I barely put anything in, because I like lighter brows. Some people like darker and they look great, but for me personally, I like lighter brows. I also like to put concealer on the top because it just looks way better to me also. It brightens up, it brings out your brow very much, so yeah. Look at that, what a difference. You see the difference? It looks like it's filled in, and I haven't even filled it in yet. It's just my brow, you know what I mean? It looks great to me. All right, so today we're gonna go in, obviously, with the Truly Madly Deeply ColourPop palette. I love these palettes so much. I do, they're my favorite. They're some of my favorites, these and Morphe. I just love how they feel, you know, how they apply everything. So I wanted to go in with the more neutral color today, a more neutral look, since I'm always doing like crazy colors. I want to go in with a neutral color. So today I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with Pretty Cruel and maybe Too Much. I don't know, we'll see in just a minute, but just know it's gonna be more neutral, so you can wear it almost anywhere. So before I do that though, I need to scrub these lips because they're a little crusty. And this is the Milani Rose Sugar Lip Scrub. It's an exfoliant. Looks like this. All right, so I'm gonna go in first with this shade here. It's a neutral transferring color, you know. It's called Made to Last. So I'm gonna go in first with that one. That's gonna be my transition color. I'm gonna apply it here, right in my crease at the corner, and I'm just gonna spread this out. Oh yeah, I like this color. It's nice. It looks really good. See, I love to do color and I love crazy looks, but neutrals, I forget how great, you know, like a natural look looks, and I'm like, oh man. You want to make sure that you blend it all out Make sure you're going in circular motion. I like to bring it a little bit, you know, towards the beginning of my brow, just a little bit, and bring it up high and just leave a little bit of space between, you know, a little bit of space that I don't put the eyeshadow on right under my brow, just a little bit. And this brush that I'm using to blend out is Morphe M330. This is a really good blending brush. All right, so I'm gonna pick up this shade that's a little bit darker than the first one, and this one is Pretty Cruel. And I'm using my Morphe M562 blending brush. This one's a smaller one. This one's for the crease. I'm gonna go in right at the crease. I'm not gonna go as high as I went with this one. I'm gonna stay right here, right at the crease. See how it immediately brings out the first color? It looks, I'm like right in the crease. So it brings out the lighter color. I'll usually go back in with the first brush and I'll just kind of blend it out a little bit more, just so it could blend in with the first shade. But you don't have to pick up no more, just kind of use the first one to blend both colors together. That way they mix in well. All right, so I'm now gonna pick up this darker color. It's called Too Much. And this one's darker, so I'm gonna stay even closer to my crease than the second one. And I'm using the same brush, M562 Morphe. This one's darker, so this one's definitely gonna show. So I just kind of created like a little round effect, you know, not like all the way around, but like kind of just from here to here, like this. This is the shape that I'm going for, back and forth, back and forth. All right, so there you have it. And this for me is natural, but for you it may not be. So if you want to keep it really natural, then you can just go on with the first shade, maybe even the second one, but just the first one, throw on some lashes, and boom, you have super natural. This is more natural for me though. This is not too much, it's not too hectic. You know, I'd wear this in the daytime, you know, so yeah. So now I'm gonna go in with a light shade just to place it on my lid. And I'm gonna go in with Matter of Fact, this one. And I like to use my finger when I'm doing this part just because I feel like it applies better. So I just take some on my finger and I just kind of place it right at my lid and just in the corner, just in the front, and it instantly brings it out. Make sure you follow your crease from here just so it can kind of bring it out more. All right, so using the dark shade, the Too Much, I want eyeliner, but I don't want to actually use the black liquid liner. I'm gonna use the same dark eyeshadow for the eyeliner, and I'm only gonna do it halfway, just so it kind of goes together and it kind of looks more like a, you know, like a nice little smoky effect maybe, you know, like, see, just like that. Nothing too crazy. So it creates this really pretty liner, and it looks a little bit more natural than the actual eyeliner, you know? All right, so these lashes, I don't know what number they are or what brand, because I have a bunch that I just like take off and I wear them, you know. My lashes, they last me a while, but I can find out what they're called. Maybe I'll list them later in the description. Okay, so I like to apply the kind of the middle or the front first, stick it, and then I'll work my way from the back to the front and begin making sure that the lash is stuck. All right, so now that we have these lashes on, since I already applied concealer earlier, I'm gonna just go ahead and go in with foundation. And I like to spray my face before I add foundation, just because I feel like it sticks better. I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but I feel like it does. So we're gonna go with that and run with it. All right, so today's foundation, I'm gonna be using the NARS. This one is Soft Matte, and this is the shade, I don't know how to say it, Sahel, maybe, S-A-H-E-L. It's a medium 2.5. This one I find can be a little orange for me. Sometimes, I don't know, it's weird, right? Like, sometimes you feel lighter, but that's okay, because I'm gonna brighten it up with concealer. So. Brush that I'm using is the Morphe M439. It's a foundation brush, and it works so good. And it's definitely affordable. I think I got it at Ulta for like $8. All right, beautiful ladies. Let's go in with the concealer. Concealer is your best friend when you have circles like mine. It's crazy, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit for a minute, and while that's sitting, I'm going to add my Juvia's Place. It's a foundation stick. I don't know what shade it is, but I use it to contour and it works good. So contouring makes a difference, ladies. It really does. And it's not hard to contour. Just practice, you'll get it. It definitely makes a difference. Man, this morning I'm just in such a great mood, you know? And like, it's all because of Jesus, you know? Like, I woke up, I started my day, you know, with the Lord, which is how it should be every day, you know what I mean? And sometimes we get up and we have other things on our mind, but it's like the first thing or the first person that should be on our mind is Jesus. You know, when we first wake up and put our day in his hands, I promise you, your day goes much better, you know? Your life overall, like when you start your day with prayer or devotional, you know, you get into the word, you read it and you believe it. Oh man, what a difference it makes in your life. It makes, you know, overall in everything. Man, sometimes I can have my nose looking super snatched, like, you know, looking really like nice, and then sometimes it's just like whatever, right? And that's the thing, like, sometimes your makeup's gonna look great and feel great, and sometimes it's not, you know? And that's the same way it is, like, in your spiritual walk. Some days you're not gonna want to follow God. You're not gonna feel like you want to follow God. You're gonna be in a mood that, you know, it's gonna be like whatever, but that doesn't mean you stop or give up, you know? It's not always gonna be cake and roses, or, you know, ice cream and cake, or whatever they say. But one thing I know about God, he never changes. No matter what happens, even when we change on him, he never changes. He never changes on us, you know. He loves us the same. He takes care of us the same. He provides the same. His mercy is brand new every day, you know. His grace, he doesn't change, even though we change, you know. He doesn't change on us, and that's a beautiful thing. That just it makes me love him that much more. So after I contour my nose, I like to add a hint of concealer on the bridge, just to bring it back out, you know, because you could sometimes over contour, and that's okay, that's gonna happen, you know. But then you go and you add a little bit of bright, and it brightens up your nose, brings out the little contour that you added. And there you have it. All right, so it's time to fill in these brows, and I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Auburn, and I'm using the Anastasia brush as well. It's brush 12, it's the eyebrow brush. And I'm just gonna lightly fill in my brows like I was telling y'all earlier. That's the great thing about self-laminating your brows, or laminating your brows, period. You don't have to put so much pomade, you just kind of go over it. I like to like outline it first and then fill it in. I like to create little strobes in the front with what's left. I don't go in and grab more because then it'll be too dark. But you can create, because you know how your brows, they go up? Well, mine's do. Right here in the front. So I just create like little strobes, little line strobes going up just to kind of, you know, follow the shape of my brow. But you see the difference? Like I barely filled it in, but it does look better, you know, and it doesn't look too dark. It still looks a little natural. So that's what I'm going for, the natural brow, you know. All right, back in with the mascara, and I am using the Maybelline Lash Sensational. And I always use waterproof mascara just because, you know, it smears, and even more wearing a mask, it's crazy. You know, like all your hot breath goes up to your eyes. Next thing you know, your mascara is all smeared. It's like, definitely got to stick with waterproof. A lot of people don't like it because they find it hard to take off, but for me, it's super simple. So, I don't know. I always apply mascara to my lower lash because it just brings out the makeup more, and I'm so used to it, I can't not add it, you know. So today's lipstick is going to be by Clinique, and this is the shade Plum Pop. I find that this one's matching my eyeshadow today, so I'm gonna outline my lips. And I usually outline my lips with this light brown lip liner. It doesn't matter what color I use because at the end of the day, it's gonna be covered with the lipstick. But when you outline your lips, your lipstick just looks way better. Your lips look way fuller. So make sure you outline them lips. And this one is the NYX, and it's in the shade light brown, just in case you're wondering. I use this one, I use the cappuccino a lot. Any browns, I guess. But NYX is definitely my favorite lip liners for sure. So far. So I'm gonna set my face with the Morphe Setting Mist. This stuff is great, it really is. I like to first add my setting spray before I add my highlighter because, I don't know, I just feel like it locks in better. So I'm gonna use the Juvia's Place Nefertiti Loose Highlighter, which is one of my favorites. It's the one that I always use. I don't know why, it just gives me that instant glow. You see that? Ooh, yeah. And every single time I'm like, oh yeah, you glow, girl, you glow. But the glow I have is different. Let me tell you why. Because I carry the glow of the Lord. So that glow you can't just buy at Ulta. Can't buy it anywhere. It's given. It's a blessing. And the Lord has blessed me with this glow. Not only this glow, but this glow in my life overall. So there you have it, ladies. Natural look. Well, natural to me. Brought to you by yours truly, Hisbeautybydev. No, really. Thank you, ladies, so much for making it this far in the video, for for watching. If you do like this video or if you enjoyed this look, please give me a thumbs up, not down. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you turn your notifications on so that way when I post, you'll be notified. So hit subscribe, and right next to it, hit the little bell for me. I greatly appreciate it. I love you ladies so much. Remember, it's not just about beauty on the outside, but it's about beauty on the inside. So I will see y'all on the next video. Stay tuned and God bless, ladies.